Good morning, guys. My name is Terry from Genkigamingtv, and we're going to be diving into a One Piece theory about Monkey D Garp. A little bit of speculation going forward. As many people would know if they've read the most recent chapter 905 or 905, you'll see that Garp is escorting Neptune and his kids. And Shirahoshi calls him Luffy's grandfather. Luffy's almost grandfather. And I'm pretty sure that Garp may not know, or may not have spoken much. Then again, Garp is Garp, and Garp does tons of interesting things, and has a good family tie. The big question is, would he be willing to listen to what they had to say about Luffy? Because for all he knows, Luffy is doing things incorrectly as a pirate. With the exception of the events of, like, certain things like Dressrosa and Alabasta getting too evil and, let's just say, corrupt Shishibukai out of office, per se. But let's throw this or move this even a little bit forward from a different perspective. When he saw King Steri, he just completely blew him off to a certain degree and called him, I believe, a crappy brat. And that's not how you talk to the king of your own kingdom. And Garp even says, oops, and then just goes on doing what he was already doing. But I think Shirahoshi has told him about all of the good things that Luffy did on Fishman Island. This is all leading towards something that I would like to call Garp's betrayal of the Navy, or Garp secretly trying to restructure the Navy. So let's just move forward with something a tiny bit different here. I looked up the etymology of the name Garp. The name Garp creates a serious, thoughtful nature, a little bit shrewd at times, efficient, and business-minded. Our Garp is all of these, with the exception of maybe being shrewd and business-minded. And Garp does make his own decisions and isn't necessarily influenced by others, or else he would have probably left the Navy and joined the revolutionaries. And Garp desires independence and freedom from authority, according to the name etymology. And Garp isn't overly ambitious, as you can see from the title of Vice Admiral and not Admiral or Fleet Admiral. He was even offered a promotion and he just denied it. And in personal relationships, according to the name etymology, Garps are supposed to be more inclined to being rather serious and not see much humor, but as you know, our Garp is a mix of seriousness and humor, and has a very high positive outlook on life. So if Oda used this name etymology, what this means is Garp is going to be stepping away from the Navy, because Garps desire independence and freedom, and the Navy works for the world government, which is opposing a lot of different things like slavery, the hierarchy with the celestial dragons being on top and everyone else being kind of on the bottom and being eligible to become their slaves, their whipping boys and whipping girls, and being forcing other countries and other people into labor or servitude. Our Garp is definitely not a fan of these things. I'm not saying he's going to join the revolutionaries because of Dragon. I think he's going to end up making a Splinter Cell Navy that actually does the right things Because if you look at it, there's a printer's Kobe has the same sense of justice as he does. And Helmeppo as well. And there's a lot of other Marines that we've seen, like Smoker and Tashigi, that have their own form of justice that differs from Akainu, and Fujitora is among them. So with all this in mind, what if Garp starts a Neo-Navy? Kind of like what we saw Zephyr try to do, but an actual successful Neo-Navy. Maybe he'll notice that Akainu has gone power hungry and has been targeting everyone affiliated with pirates, even their families. Can you imagine Akainu walking through like a little village like Syrup Town, or Syrup Village, where Usopp is from, and just like magma fisting people in that little town because they're affiliated with Usopp? I'm just giving a really vague example, but Akainu was one of the people who was responsible for the Buster Call, the one that happened to Robin's glorious home island of Ohara. So, moving forward from this, Garp seems very likely to maybe try to find his own sense of justice and his own sense of freedom. And you would figure semi-retirement would do that. It really helps Son Goku. But Garp still seems to be the same. He may be a little bit wisecracking, may seem to be the same chill Garp, but secretly, he must feel trapped to the Navy, because he does want to keep people safe from, like, pirates, sea kings, and other events and creatures that may occur. But that's truly been it for this video. I'm imagining that when Marineford 2 happens, Garp may not be too inclined to fight with the Marines, but to be willing to sit on the sideline, or be willing to actually do something for Luffy and his Grand Fleet. Because as we've started to see within the Marines, there's a sect of them that just don't agree with what all's going on. And that sect is going to basically work together to start a new type of Marine force, or a new type of naval force that actually cares about the people they're defending. Like always, if you're enjoying the content, please slap the like button, or grizzly gun it. And I'll see you in the next one. The reason why my more in-depth theory did not happen is I still have a lot of math to do it for it, because I'm trying to power scale off of like math figures, and that's so hard to do. And I will see you then. Bye for now.